Welcome, Speed Gaming fans, to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Winter Tournament 2025, the Great Chaos Caper, round of 32, Game 2 versus, or was Chanigan versus Vaughn. My name is David Hawk. With me in the booth today, handling tracking duties and co-com, is Ravioli. Ravioli, what are we looking at with these parties and blursings?
Well, we have a fighter with plus 20 hit points. That's nice early game. The thief has a wonderful plus 20 magic defense. Black belt has a pretty useless promotional fighter armor. And the red mage has doom magic, which is cool. White mage has exit, which is great. And the black mage can equip the shirts. So pretty nice blessings.
All things considered, they don't get the black belt because it's not recruitable. They'd have to get it as a starting party member. But the thief fighter mage start with the chance to recruit another mage if you want it. And with mages that only have good things, this is a pretty solid start. You can see that Vaughn took the white mage and named it exit because, free exit, even if it's just 2 charges late, is really good.
Yeah, exit is an excellent spell. No pun intended, really. But
No pun needed, it's just true. Shocked to see none of them chose the red mage, but then again, I'm actually kind of shocked we see the black mage from Chanigan over that white mage. I guess the chance of getting an early sweeper the early sweeper is probably better value, and chance to recruit a white mage or a red mage is totally there. Speaking of recruiting, the way this flags has worked and will continue to work for the tournament, they get 2 forced characters, the first 2 slots. They get a choice of one of the mages, red, white, or black, and then they have a forced none slot. They have recruiting options at all the clinics in all the cities, including Lefane with the Lefanian hospitality flag enabled. They can recruit up to 1 party member into that vacant slot. Otherwise, they can leave it empty. Nuns do not gain experience, so if they only have 2 or 3 party members up or in their party at all the experiences focus on those. So when you do recruit a character, if it's recruited later, it will start with the initial level 1. It won't gain any benefits. That said, if you're recruiting character later, you're probably carrying it through more experienced encounters with experience gains. So definitely some value even if you pick up the character late.
yeah, party recruitment is really has its own unique set of strategies. So it'll be interesting to see how these 2 runners handle that.
Probably one of the funnest factors of this flag set is it is a shard hunt. So instead of getting all 4 orbs, the loot, and the key, their goal is to get up to 24 or more shards, the loot, and possibly the key. They have a thief with thief lockpicking flag enabled, set to level 20, so if they get a level 20 thief or higher, promoted or not, it will be able to get access to all the locked doors, including the Topher gate. So, you're going to see a lot of boxes opened pretty much everywhere until the runners are very sure they don't need to, and then they'll just run right past all of them. Speaking of those boxes, all of the shards will be in X-marked boxes all throughout the map. Each of those X-marked boxes will have a monster party guarding them, so you open it, it's a trap chest, and the party will be a encounter that's relative to the location of the chest. So a chest in Topher might just have some imps or something simple you can find in or outside Toph. A chest in the Cardia Isles will have packs of dragons. So you're not expected to see super hard X chest encounters early, but you'll definitely see them later, especially in the places like Sky.
and I've seen games turn when you dig let's say a deep volcano, a chest with a local formation that just wipes you out, and that's you never know what you get in Randomizer. Looks like they're off here.
That is a white mage for sale in the shop of recruit. That is also nuke at level 2 black. So you see Vaughn, who took the white mage, is resetting, gonna switch out, go with a white mage, black mage, and just like Chanigan is going, so we will both runners will be running the same base party. They also have exit at level 1, so extra charges available there. Might even see him by X first, so just a utility option. But Chanigan not having to reroll the party to get that is a little bit ahead, already into Toph. Gonna check the 3 chests here. Get some gold at a house. Uses exit to not have to walk out. Also map derp. Gotta love the googly eyes on Toph. One of the many modifications that can be made to the map with the randomizer. I think Garland knew it was coming. Garland went straight for the black mage before it could drop the nuke, but the nuke launched anyways and got the job done. There is a crown from the king, that's a trip to Astos, and the crystal, which is a trip to Matoya. So we've got 2 relatively quick turn-in chests, or turn-in chain items. Now the fun part, we have the chime lock location randomized with these flags, so we might have the crown and the crystal, but we might not be able to get into Northwest Castle or to Matoya's Cave until we find the chime. We have
Yeah, that's a little... Yeah, that chime access is spicy. We shall see. But is there extended open progression? Do they walk west?
There is.
It's okay. Got it. Okay.
They can go all the way around the outer sea, or the inner sea. Ooh, Zeusbonk and White Shirt. The White Shirt is both equipable and an Invis 2 cast item, and the Zeusbonk cast Lit 2. So those are Sweeper and Evasion stacks in Matoya's Cave, along with that Herb, which, I mean, is this even rando? Chanigan out of Matoya's, well-equipped, and with yet another item for that quest chain. Get rid of all the quest chain items as soon as possible so you can know you're going for progression. Checks the white magic, finds heal 2. Like, I mean, that's not bad. Lamp, just in case. We do have improved dark enabled, so that lamp will come in handy if dark lands on a character. Also Lock 2 and Ice 3, so that is evasion cut down for enemies and another sweeper. Spread those sweepers across multiple levels so you get more casts.
This is a great start for these runners.
So far, nothing about this set or this seed has proven to be too difficult. But this is just the first area, and you don't often see nuclear spiders. I mean, this is a Lord Fizzlebeef seed, not a Danny seed after all. And there's the chime, so the chime lock I mentioned before will not matter whatsoever. And there is the rod for sale, affordable at Provoca, so that's access to the Earth Fiend dungeon. Should bring up at this time all of our incentive locations. We do have all of the Fiend dungeons have an incentive item in them. The Earth dungeon item is located post Rodlock. The Volcano dungeon item is located on the bottom 2 floors, the Agama floor and Carrie's floor. You have the Sea Shrine item, which is located in a locked room, which normally would just be the TFC floor room, the crescent moon shaped room that has the lock. But we also have a flag in the randomizer called the Mermaid Prison, which locks all the rooms in the mermaid floor itself, so all those rooms could have the chest. Following that, we have the Sky item, which will be in any of the chests on Sky itself, so post-cube, not in Mirage. In exchange for having all the theme dungeons have an item, we do not need to do we do not need to do Ice Cave or Marsh, which, given the fact that we have vanilla touch scripts, so things like Sleep Touch, Death Touch, Poison Touch, kind of nice not to deal with that. And there is the TNT. This is kind of a French vanilla quest chain here. We get the crown to get the TNT, which would normally get us the crystal, which would get us the herb, which would get us the TNT. The key, I mean, if the key comes from the TNT, then it'll be like all there.
All right, Narek, we just need you to have a canal. Vanilla.
I mean, if Narek has the...
Oh, so close.
Well, I mean, that's fast navigation through the inner sea. It shows up at the northern dock here. And then the next step will be Elfland. This means our progression is going to be this herb turn-in, which, if the herb turn-in does become the key, and the key gets us access to the canal, that would just be hilarious. Because we're basically hitting all the inner sea turn-in items you normally get in vanilla, but completely out of order. Well spotted in chat. Level 3 magic has fast and saber. That is something that could be very valuable if we don't get the saber bonk. I should also mention we are using the white knight, or the black knight and white ninja flags. So the normal promotion magic you'd get with these fighter and thief are flipped. The fighter will be the one who gets access to things like fast, and the white ninja will be able to get access to things like Cure 4, which we saw at White 4. The herb has been fed, and the canoe is equipped, so we do not have access to the outer oceans, but we do have access to the river system. With extended open progression enabled, the river system for Ice Cave and to get to the volcano are linked. So our runners can park the ship here at that bottom river dock and go all the way to Crescent, talk to the sages, and then go to Volcano or Ice. You'd assume, unless Crescent has something like the floater, that they are going to be going straight into Volcano from here. There is level 6 white with Fade and level 6 black with Warp. I mean, we have Exit, but Warp is substantial value. It lets you step back a floor or an entrance. And that is a slab, which means our progression is in Volcano. Already seeing a huge benefit from having Exit there, not having to run all the way out of Dwarfs, not having to run all the way out of Earth, or out of Crescent. Just saves a whole lot of steps.
I see Vaughn make use of that exit strat. It's a very nice spell. And if they venture into Earthcave with this rod, and they're deep, and they want to bail, that's what exit's for. You don't have to defeat the fiends in this flag set.
That is a
very nice spell.
Yeah, that is a huge value. We've seen a lot of these early-ish dives into Volcano where you do not have the levels to take on the Fiend, to get past the Fiend, get to the teleport plate to get out of the dungeon. You give up those 2 shards and just warp or exit out of the dungeon, save a whole lot of runs. I mean, Volcano has, I believe, 7 floors. 3 or 4 of which are just lava. Yeah, you cannot get encounters on the lava tiles. They will hurt you and bring you down to 1 hit point on your party if you keep walking on them, but that's still time spent moving. We want to giant packs just tickling and annoying Chanigan is able to run away, taking full advantage of the rapid heal pots. For anyone who hasn't played the original Final Fantasy, you will find that the Randomizer has a lot of creature comfort improvements, like the ability to choose to purchase more than one of any given item. In the vanilla game, you had to go, I want to buy one potion. Purchase the potion, restart the entire purchase process, and buy one potion at a time. With the Randomizer, at first we implemented the idea of buying like a stack of 10. Eventually we added things like just buy as many as 99. More recently, our developers added another creature comfort where you can say buy as many as I can hold, so you don't try and buy too many and get bounced out. Those creature comforts, plus the newest flag for creature comforts that was added is the auto retarget feature. In the original game, you would aim your attacks at an enemy, and if you aimed multiple attacks at an enemy and that enemy either died or ran away, any attacks that hadn't been swung at that enemy or cast at that enemy would just whiff. With auto retargeting, it will automatically retarget to the next enemy in the party.
Yeah, that's right, Platypus. Ineffective, ineffective, ineffective.
We've seen races where it was literally just a party swinging swords, and it's just hold A to swing at everything, and eventually everything gets cut. See, an opal shield coming out of the volcano armory, as well as opal gauntlets. That is excellent top-tier armor for the promoted knight. So this is definitely a party where you're looking to remote just to get access to that better gear. The X-Cal is an is a piece of equipment in the incentive pool. The Masa and the katanas, as well as the ribbons, are not. You know, auto-retargeting is not something you normally get in Final Fantasy, but we also, I should say, our developers are developing, a functional intelligence stat, which is totally out of character for Final Fantasy 1 because it was never implemented. So that's something to look forward to if you want to get into the Final Fantasy 1 community, or Final Fantasy Randomizer community. You can take some sneak peeks into what's going on. In the vanilla game, the stat of intelligence does exist as a stat on your character sheet, and it will progress, but it literally is never called by any code in the entire game. The damage rolls are based off the set value, regardless.
Looks like Chanigan wiped out on the red giant duo there, so he's gonna redive and maybe survive this time.
Yeah, red giant packs can stomp really hard, but we did see Chanigan with that exit was able to dive, or was exiting out and saved, so lost some runtime, but was able to make it back in here reasonably quick. This is a trap chest though, so this could be the incentive item, or it could just be a shard. All the incentive items will be an X marks chest, just like the shards.
But no match for Ice 3. That's their weak to ice, and let's see, it is just a shard, but
our runners need 24 total shards to be able to get into Topher. Will be able to get more than that though. For every 8 shards they collect, they will gain 25% as far as experience and gold per battle. So taking a walking grind later on when you have more shards, or just a standing grind even, will be faster. That was a single Agama in that chest. Just gets a shard out of it, still looking for the incentive item. Chanigan not bothering to take that top right chest because there is a trap tile in front of it. It's not an X marked chest, so it's not worth the time. And here we go, Vaughn about to find those red giants. Let's see if Vaughn will wipe the same way Chanigan did.
And I noticed that Agama had lit, but I didn't realize improved fire, ice, and lit 1, because that was a heavy 260 damage lit, so that's the damage of lit 3, I believe. So really cool flag set.
The improved level 1 magic, making level 1 magic a tier 3 single target, and Vaughn did indeed wipe out. Couple bowls in a box for Chanigan. Will this be our incentive item? The only last chest available will be the red dragon chest, and there is the adamant, so we do not need to check out what's in the red dragon chest, and there is exit. Chanigan had a hard enough time taking on those red giants. He was not planning on taking out Carrie.
Yeah, that's a great play. Safety play.
Speaking of our fiends, we have our randomized scripts on for everything except for the fiends and Gormek, including the refights. So if they face the fiend, it will have its normal skills and magic, which can be both fine and devastating. Fine in the fact that a lot of fiends don't really have anything that will really wreck you. Devastating in the fact that some fiends that normally wouldn't do. Lich 2 is kind of a pushover with the randomizer because it often doesn't have its vanilla script, where it leads with nuke 75% of the time, which can do up to 400 damage per party member. Well, this time it does. This also guarantees that Chaos will have Cure 4, as well as all 3 of its elemental skills, and Fast. And of course, Gormek, if we see any of our runners fight it, will have 4 frickin' atomic weapons to sling, as well as the ability to stomp really, really hard.
Yes, and that Chaos also has Vanilla Touch, a Vanilla Stun Touch, which is oft forgotten in Randomizer, but can be devastating. So imagine this Chaos might be run for the money.
Indeedly do. These level 5 spells, you got Ruse Life 2 at level 5 white, and then Temper. That is the promotion locked slot. So the Black Mage will only be able to learn that post-promotion as a Black Wizard. So for the moment, Temper off the table until a tail is found. Chanigan taking a moment to pick up some bucklers. A bit of armor doesn't go amiss. All of the gear is rolled +2 to +5 on the stats, so you are going to see some benefit. This is interesting. Chanigan is going south, is going to check ordeals before going into Earth. I think Chanigan's just hoping to find the floater or the ruby and be able to single stop the entirety of the Melman Peninsula. Get your pillar choice in chat. Will it be pillar 1, 2, 3, or 4? Or could we see a super short? Looks like we're not seeing a super short. In the randomizer, this pillar maze is shuffled, so each pillar goes to a different location, and it is possible to get a pillar maze that jumps you straight to the 4-pillar room, and the 4-pillar room will jump you straight to the end, without going through any of these splits. So far, nothing like that. Chanigan checking the link chest. This chest in Ordeals is linked to the bottom leftmost chest on Sky 3. It could potentially be the X chest with the incentive item, which is why you would check it. Also, it has a trap tile, which could be worth something as far as grind. No value in the grind, and Pillar 1 takes us right back to the 4-pillar room. Looks like Pillar 2 into down? Nope, it's gonna cycle back over.
Oh, this Ordeals is a mess today, huh?
Indeedly do, and of course no warp. means no backtracking. This and Ice Cave are where having warp in the randomizer early can make a huge difference, because warp will take you back to the last entrance you entered. So each pillar, if you were to warp, would take you back a pillar, not an entire floor like you'd assume. The same thing in Ice Cave. Normally with Ice Cave you would have to drop through a hole, go through the bottom floor, up and around, and then drop down to the incentive item chest. There is our first ribbon coming out of Ordeals. Completely loose, all three will be. But with warp early, you can drop down through one of the drop down holes and then warp back upstairs to get access to the incentive chest. The little tricks you wish you could do the moment you stop playing the randomizer. And there's the payoff. Chanigan, get in the floater.
That's a big payoff, yeah.
Chanigan would still potentially need the ruby, because the Titan's Trove is a incentive item location, but Chanigan now has access to Sarda, also has access to the Cardia Isles, so we'll be able to check what incentive item is located randomly in there, along with all the other chests that can have equipment and tons of experience. Doesn't even bother with the last check. And another cool thing we've included with this flag set is the airboat flag, which means instead of having to go to the Ryokan Desert, park the boat, get out, and get the airship, you just get in the airship and plug that floater in, and it just pops right into the sky. Turning into a seaplane. Speaking of the gas,
there's a monster in a box. Oh, with trance and everything. Oh boy.
These Gasties are ghastly, they hit hard, but a 4-pack of Gasties, gotta point out, is such a XP-rich party. It normally only shows up in Topher on the floor, or the floor with the loot plate. It overflows the vanilla game's XP value. It literally is a party worth, or an encounter worth so much experience, it broke the game in vanilla. It is fixed, so it's just one of the thickest parties you can get for experience, but it's also a literal end game party. So this early on, Chanigan decides, I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, it's a tough battle with trance, 4 of them.
Chanigan's skipping out on going back to those 2 chests that were in that Cardia Isle, not checking the smaller of the 3 Cardia Isles that has 3 chests for the moment. Looks like, okay, now I was going to check those islands again. Did want to stop and stock up on potions. That is one thing you saw Chanigan do. You can do that in the vanilla game as long as you haven't bought the ferry in the vanilla game, or at any time in the randomizer. You can land the airship on the desert tile that the caravan is located on. It's the only non-vanilla, non-grass location that the airship can land. Once you buy the ferry and the caravan leaves in the vanilla game, then you can no longer do that landing spot.
I guess I didn't realize you couldn't land on it afterward. That's so interesting.
It's just that weird thing. Of course, vanilla, the caravan only ever sells the bottle. With the randomizer, as we saw with that shop item, Shuffle, the caravan is just another shop location accessible on the overworld. Yak commenting no chocobos in the Final Fantasy movie. It's like, yeah, Yeah, that's right. They also didn't give us a Zug Zug in the Warcraft movie, so no wonder we haven't gotten another one of those. Chanigan in Gaia, going to check what's available kit-wise, doesn't find houses. Might check the armory or might just save and leave.
And I think he definitely abandoned that Gasti chest, but I don't think we pulled the incentive. Oh, there's a T-Rex. So I'm not sure we've seen the Cardia incentive. Oh, go ahead.
We have not seen the hard... You're correct. We have not seen the Cardia incentive, and there were 2 X chests there other than just the Gasti, so Chanigan can go back if needed. But this is a hard reset encounter in that bottom right quadrant of the desert / the area above the Melman or the Lefane Peninsula. So that could be a grind option if no other option is found and or Chanigan just needs the experience, because the blue the blue steak is the best, the meatiest, the chewiest, the gooeyest. As far as single encounters go, that was a ribbon. Okay, the cube coming out, that's access to Sky from the Lefanians. But that was a ribbon, and I think that was the X-Cal, if I didn't miss correctly, coming out of Earth 2 for Vaughn.
I saw the ribbon, but I did not see the sword. But yeah, that's a nice find.
Yeah, that's a second ribbon located, and no, it wasn't the X-Cal. I was like, what? Oh, Aegis Shield. Okay, it was really good.
Yeah,
it just wasn't as good as that. But a rune sword now equipped, that's huge. Now, if you were Chanigan, where would you go from here? We see Vaughn in Earth. Chanigan hasn't gone there, but Chanigan also now has access with the floater to Waterfall, to Sky, Earth, Sarda Cave, Canaria Isles again? Or Cardia Isles again? Where would you go?
I mean, you know, Sarda's free. I'd probably do Waterfall before Sky. You know, I'm a stubborn runner. I would probably try those Gasties again. If I remember right, I think you can spawn 2 to 4 Gasties on that encounter. So maybe instead of tackling 4, you only tackle 2 or 3. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see which one pays off.
Yep, that is not a guaranteed 4-pack, as you say, so just using some quick save and resets to get the fight. Looks like that's what Chanigan's gonna do. Gonna life 2 up to bring the fire back in, so going in with the 4-man. Vaughn about to take the vampire fight. Checks the vampire's claws, finds a pro cape. Okay, we go with the left side chest and finds blue dragons, which are not much better to kill.
Not much better at all.
They're not as good as experience, so they hit just as hard.
At least no trance.
Seems that way. Vaughn through the loot plate, the slab with the rod plate, and onto the armory floor. This is the floor where you will find that incentive in Earth. Could be behind these wizards, which can pretty well wreck you if the nuke doesn't get the job done. And that the Gasties are the incentive item, because the blue dragons had a shard, and Chanigan leaves because both of the life caster and the nuke caster went down. Gonna stop in Canaria and get the party members brought back up before retrying that fight. And also gonna buy some houses. Saw in chat from Rubes about use Phoenix. Phoenix Downs don't exist in this game. I don't know if that's what we were referring to. It can be added. There are options in the randomizer to add them, and that is the Oxiel out of Earth. So that's access to all the dungeons. At least we know where all those dungeon access items are. you were
see
saying?
Franklin mentioned earlier. Oh yeah, that this alternative music. I really like this too. I don't hear this all the time. I'm not sure if it's under the fun percent flags or not, but recognize a lot of these tunes.
Often see mix and matches of Zelda music with Final Fantasy 1, 2. See Chanigan back in Cardia Isles, taking on the Trance Dragons. The Black Mage is still alive. Could Nuke come out? The Thief goes down. The Nuke gets a Jun, so that's focusing the power onto the fighter and the mages. And there's promotion. That is huge.
Yeah, that was worth it.
The sooner
Yeah,
you
I love that Pack Xanadu shop theme intro, bro. I love that music too.
The moment you promote, you start gaining access to experience and magic. Starting with level 15 and gaining 1 per every other level, the ninja and the knight will start gaining levels of magic. And as we have the white and black magic to level 1 through 3 for the white and level 1 through 4 for the black, for the ninja and knight respectively with these flags, that's access to some pretty potent magic.
So the knight will get fast and saber.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yep. That's really nice.
And the cure 4 will be on the ninja. Actually, no. The cure 4 won't be on the ninja because the ninja can't learn level 4 white magic. So, unfortunate.
Oh, right. Well,
Oh,
I believe I
thingy.
missed the. Yeah. I think I missed the Earth incentive.
The Earth incentive was the Oxyale.
Oxyale. Okay.
Yep, that was our last incentive item to get access to a dungeon. Chanigan will be able to pick that up if they go that way. Honestly, the incentive item in C might not even be relevant. It might be the Sky incentive that matters, which would put Chanigan quite a bit of a lead. But there's the Earth orb lit. That orb means nothing, but what does matter is the Earth and Fire themes are worth 2 shards each, and the Sea and Sky themes are worth 4 shards, so taking out these first Fiend fights do gain you experience and shard progression. If one of our runners finds that they're only 1 or 2 shards shy, they might just land at the volcano and just beeline it to kill Carrie. Vaughn about to dive into ordeals. Chanigan going through and making sure they get the magic, going to pick up the temper at level 5. Now it's promotion unlocked. Can take on Earth. And, yep, going to Sarda first. Makes sense. Fun thing with the randomizer, because normally... Oh, there's the whistle, which is our lute. That is a fun flag renaming the lute to any other instrument. Since normally you can't get the floater until after you've gotten the ruby, the Titan in the Titan's tunnel is located in a way that you would be able to bypass using the ruby if you could get to the Titan's west entrance. So with the randomizer, there is a flag to relocate the Titan so that it blocks access to the trove from either entrance. In this case, that flag is enabled, so Chanigan and Vaughn will not be able to get into the Titan's trove without the ruby. And both our runners now have 2 ribbons.
This is one of the most advanced randomizers out there. I might be a little partial, but I think this is just a fantastic development for this old game.
the sheer volume of modifications and changes that have been done to this game to improve just creature comfort, let alone literally fixing bugs that existed in the code, is absurd in the best way. And Vaughn getting the floater, gonna be very happy to see it. That mummy pack normally wouldn't be that big of a deal in the randomizer. Unfortunately, the mummies can do bad things by touching you, like stun you. So far, not taking effect. Vaughn may feel a little behind, but Vaughn also has already dealt with all of Earth. Basically done everything that could be done without that floater. Not certain Chanigan would go to Ordeals before going to Earth. The big thing right now is Chanigan had been ahead coming out of Volcano, so we won't see just how close it gets between he and Vaughn until they're closer to shard parity. Now, if you're Chanigan, with access to both the Oxyale coming out of here and the Cube, would you go Sea or Sky first? You don't have the key right now, so going Sea, you might not think it's worth going that way because of the locks. Or would you remember you've got a level 20 plus Thief / Ninja, so locks don't matter.
That's true. I believe Chanigan's got to be close to the Thief lockpick by now, yeah.
It is common knowledge in the randomizer that Sky provides. But C is a pretty good volume of chests, plus you have access to the waterfall to check Mr. Robot's item. So I think Chanigan will be going to C after this.
I'll try to see which level he has for Thief. I mean, he could return to the T-Rex grind to get 22 if he's that close.
This is very true. And or just go Sky, given the fact that you've got both Mirage Tower floors, which are extremely chest dense, and the Sky incentive, as well as 4 shards for fighting Tia available, and then go see if the incentive item in Sky is not relevant. But I say not relevant when they already have shards in go mode, because all you need is the levels to get the lockpick and the shards. That loot is the only key incentive item beyond the shards that these runners will need with the Thief in the party. Chanigan making light work of Lich 1, having all the experience and gear and whatnot that Vaughn did not. Part of the advantage of going to Earth later is a little more strong for the team when going through that fight, and we have the seaside, the on-rack dive first. Interesting, Chanigan choosing to check on-rack and dive C before going to the robot.
I agree. I believe he's only level 19 the last I saw.
Without the key, and if insufficient on levels, then everything on the Mermaid's floor is going to be locked out. So this might be a misplay, but we also don't know the levels for certain because the menuing is stupid fast with these high-level runners. And level 19, that's not enough for lockpicking.
I wonder if he forgot about the mermaid prison, yeah.
Chanigan reset out, but is diving back in and is going to go left side first. Raid the Kraken side. May not even fight Kraken, but wants to look for some shards and some levels. Meanwhile, Gasty is down for Vaughn, gets the tail. I'm going to be able to promote.
Now, is Titan incentivized, or is this Ruby maybe just a dud and C? Is he gambling? I'm not sure.
Titan is incentivized. Oh,
It
Roost
is,
Stick
yeah.
loose.
Oh,
That is
that's
huge.
That's a great find.
Yeah, that is an evasion stack, or 2 evasion stacks, equivalent to 2 casts of Invis. You only need 4 or 6 total evasion stacks to cap evasion, so you put a thief at the front of the party, use the Roost Stick a few times, and then you are dodging like a madman. The dodge tank is real. You do not have to have good absorb, good armor if you can't get hit. Chanigan on the Sharknado floor, finding some Wisahag Arsahag, the Sahagan Wagon, I believe is this party pack. Or is that one of our final boss packs? Either way, normally an unrunnable loose encounter in C. Thankfully, we don't have unrunnables enabled, and secondly, that was in a box, so you don't have to face that slot. This, though, Red Giant Multiple Agama, that is juicy. Of course, Dazzle and Lit, which is single target Lit 3, not helping. Nuke, however, will help compensate for that. Vaughn getting the cube and has access to gold and a promoted party can use this Lefanian Superstore to pick up all the magic for his party except for what's available at the stores in Gaia. So level 7 Gaia and level 8 Gaia will not be here. Every other spell shop is a mirror. Sahaganwagon, indeed, an incredible name for an encounter. There are many such beautiful party names. Personally,
Yeah, the
I
alternate.
like myself some
Oh, go ahead.
steak and wings.
I prefer the alternate chaos, and Sahagan Wagon is one of them. There's Wacka Garland and Warmick and Friends. They're really cool names.
Chanigan fighting some of these Agama red giants. This is an interesting choice. This is a safe-ish grind location. I say safe-ish because they can hit pretty damn hard. Plus, you have to make yourself a way out of C one way or the other after you take this grind. Why it will be safe-ish is, or the safe side of that is, you can go up and down, in and out of this encounter without having a risk of stepping off of it and fighting a loose encounter. That bottom row on any of these rooms is unencounterable. So going up and down, in and out of that trap tile, whoa ho ho, Opal Bracelet, the best universal armor available, goes right onto that white mage. Or black mage, I should say, it looks like for Chanigan, but by going up and down like Chanigan was, only ever had to worry about taking the fight that you wanted to face, not a loose fight in sea floor, or in Sharknado floor that he didn't.
Yeah, and he took advantage of that trap tile to get the thief lockpick. So that was a worthwhile gamble, I suppose.
It worked out. You didn't lose the red mage or the white mage. You were able to bring back up the knight that filed. Now gonna take on Kraken, get those 4 shards, and then redive C right side to check for the incentive item. Meanwhile, we have hard divergence. Vaughn in Mirage going towards the sky incentive and possible 4 shards against Tia. And finds our
There's
third
another
ribbon.
ribbon. Wow.
That is Ordeal's top right box. That is right or top right on Earth 2, and then greater than, less than or in Mirage.
And that Coral Sword will come in handy to fight Kraken later with the improved typed weapons. That's pretty significant increase. 42, I think, or 40.
The Coral Sword would give a substantial advantage. The X-Cal being the even bigger option with the basically all the bonuses stacked on the one sword. But we haven't seen the X-Cal yet. That could in fact be what our Sky incentive is, which Vaughn would not say no to. We see Chanigan using Lock to try and reduce the evasiveness of this Kraken. Right now, Chanigan's actually wielding a light axe on the Knight, which is an interesting choice instead of using a sword. The axes can do a lot of damage, but they don't have the high crit chance sword option. Actually, no, that's not a light axe, that's a silver axe. The light axe is being wielded by the white mage. Speaking of light axe, Vaughn pulling a light axe out of greater than less than. Gonna equip that onto the Knight. Chanigan, 4 shards for lighting that Sea Shrine orb and going right back in to check out that incentive item and or loot more shards, as Vaughn has made it out of greater than less than floor and into the Sky Palace. The first few floors have some chests, but they're not so dense. Chanigan actually beelining it towards the lower side chests. Not going to check TFC. Is going to check this room here just for hopes of an X chest. The incentive item will not be in this chest though. It will only be in the chest in the next floor or in the crescent-shaped room above this. In the middle of this floor.
Are we going to carbonate bubbles today, Thavian?
Yeah, no, I can only hope Chanigan does the right thing. That was some opal armor. We're gonna see that silver armor go onto the ninja. We're gonna see that opal armor get picked up. Vaughn having to do some gear shuffling to make it, or to pick it all up. They're gonna have a very good kit on the Knight. Meanwhile, Chanigan finds the Gershark Big Eye pack. Gets some experience there out of that shard chest, and that wasn't just an opal armor, that was a katana +3 pulled out of those chests on Sky 1 right side. Vaughn now wielding a crit stick and a half on that ninja. The katana being the most crit-happy weapon in the game as far as I care.
Yeah.
Hey, there's another one.
Oh,
so
I was just going to say.
runners.
I was just about to say, I'm not sure Chanigan will snoop in Sky and find that, but he found his own. Alright, Bubbles.
And the incentive defense sword. Leaves Bubbles alone. Got the defense sword on the Knight. You got the katana on the ninja. Got a Roo stick for the Knight and the defense sword for the... sorry, a Roo stick for the ninja, a defense sword for the Knight, which both items cast Roos. And we've got the white shirt, which we've got out of Matoya's, so pretty much all of the primary gear has been found. Neither of these runners, short of finding the Masa or an X-Cal, really needs to find any other gear. And Chanigan, I'm looking at the shard count, only needs 5 shards, I believe, so I'm gonna assume Chanigan's just go straight to Sky. Chanigan literally just needs to find 1 shard and kill Tia, and Chanigan will be in full-on go. Hey, that was Zelda Zelda dungeon music from Chanigan's screen.
Yes, it is.
Honestly shocked that Chanigan's checking anything else but finding fire armor, and there's our ruby. So Titan's tunnel is gonna have our bottle, which will lead to our key, it looks like. But the fire armor Chanigan just found is the best promotion locked armor that you can get for the ninja. So something like opal or dragon plate for the knight, and fire or ice plate for the ninja. Yep. Chanigan just gonna exit out, save, and go crack himself a Tia. Doesn't have the opal armor that Vaughn does, and likely will not find it. So uses the fire plate on the knight. Actually, no, that was the fire plate on the ninja. I'm trying to remember which character is in which slot, and the first character is the ninja.
I'd say Chanigan's feeling pretty comfortable about the Temple of Fiends.
Well, you say that, but this Topher is the great equalizer. And again, with these levels that Chanigan's got right now, a single nuke could wipe all but the knight. So there's a lot to be worried about. Vaughn doing it right, going left and up or up and left. I don't mind the stair step as long as you go up and left or left and up in some combination. Did see a giant robot war machine walking around on that floor. This is one of the flags we've got for this series, which is the Wandering War Mech. You could choose to talk to Mr. Warbeck and fight the giant stompy death machine. It's gonna have giant stompy feet and nuclear weapons, but it's also worth, I believe, 13,000 experience in the vanilla game. And with the shards that these runners have, you'd be gaining 50% more experience. Just having 16 or more shards, and if you have all 24 you need, that's 75% more experience. So it could be worth the risk. Neither runner, however, taking that fight, Chanigan not even seeing the robot, both runners are after the experience and the shards of killing Tia. Chanigan to get into full go mode, and Vaughn to just get out and move on to C. Chanigan eating some Thundercast, gets the katana swing out before the fast comes out. The defense sword is not a horribly effective weapon, so 3 hits for 3 damage, no crit. Vaughn, on the other side, losing the Black Mage. 2 hits for 81, fast comes out. The katana definitely did more damage. Tia going after the ninja, not doing all that much. Chanigan in a much better position than Vaughn is. You see the Life 2 cast come out to bring out the Black Mage on Vaughn's side. Damage coming out to chip down Chanigan's party. But the katana coming out, swinging, doesn't get a lot of damage that time. Defense sword doing its work too. The fast cast doubling the number of attacks that these melee characters can hit. And when one hit crits, all hits crit. So more hits, more chance to crit, more chance to crit with everything. Blizzard comes out, 8 hits, 200 plus. Going with Nuke Blaze. Tia unlocking some Fire Breath. Not enough to kill, 10 hits, 341. Chanigan done, gonna get all 4 shards and get out of there at level 25 and 24 for the melee and the mages. Meanwhile, Vaughn trying to finish up the fight. Got Harm 3, we've got Cure, Fast, everything you can think of. Temper, not Fast. Katana swings, gets a good amount of damage on. Defense sword again. One flag we've got set, I didn't mention it before, the improved harm flag. The white mage, normally when it casts harm, it can only do damage to the undead, with Fade being the only universal damage spell that the white mage can learn. With the improved harm flag, it can do damage to any type of character. Chanigan, as Vaughn gets out of Sky, gets those 4 shards for killing Tia. Checking the Carnaria locked, finds a loose power bonk next to the incentive item, and just says, you know, the incentive item literally means nothing to me at this point, even if it's the key, which, I mean, it can't be. The key would have to be behind the ruby at this point. But, yeah, Chanigan just takes the power bonk and says, thank you, I'm going, bye. 55-25, and we see Chanigan into Topher. This Topher is not the Topher you remember from your childhood. You will notice we have no interstitial floors between the fiends, and we have rerouted the floors. Normally, the Earth Fiend floor, you'd have to go up and around the entirety of the building. Nope, you cut those 2 walls out, so you can just walk straight to Lich. Also, nuking Lich before Lich can do nuke, cutting up, and there's the X-Cal for Vaughn out of Titans. Chanigan not taking that, not getting the ruby to do so. Will miss out on it, but I don't think Chanigan's gonna care that much. Another shortcut here, going around to the left to get to Chanigan, or to get to Carrie. Using the white shirt to stack Invis 2 cast. Gonna power bonk, which is Saber. The black mage down, but I don't think that really matters that much. Gonna try and survive before trying to use life in battle. Another flag we have enabled enables the use of life and life 2 in battle. In the vanilla game, it would fizzle and just waste a charge if you tried to cast life or life 2 in battle. Chanigan gets through Carrie, goes on to C, using the right side to cut through. We see the pillar that's been taken away, and gets straight to Kraken without a single encounter on the floor. Does it have to deal with any waters or some sea snakes?
Well, this is going to be interesting to me. I just remembered that the knight does not learn white magic, and the knight's the only one that can really survive these heavy nukes and nuclears, so I guess it's going to come down to chaos here.
Indeedly do. Normally you'd have the hope that that life or life 2 would roll low enough that the knight promoted could learn it. But the knight, being the beefiest, chunkiest, most heavily armored character, could survive and use life or life 2 to bring up the party, either in battle or between battles. But that's not going to be the option here. Lit 2, Kraken kind of happens to have like 7 or 8 of those in the vanilla script, so gonna see a lot of that other than whacking with all 8 limbs. Lit 2 basically just tickling at this point, given there's 3 ribbons on Chanigan's party. Kraken taking out Calamari for everyone. Vaughn checking non-X chests at this point. I'm kind of shocked to see that. Gonna be happy to find the defense sword. I say that, and then I remember that this is the only location where the incentive item isn't in an X-marked chest. Does carbonate bubbles, though. Good work, Vaughn. For anyone who hasn't seen the randomizer, we have a feature in the randomizer called the NPC Guillotine. You can click on an NPC that gets in your way, and unless it does have a script where it will change what it says after a certain set instance of the game, you can remove it. And removing Bubbles, who says we will all be Bubbles, or thereabouts, is known as carbonating, because we shall make her the Bubbles that she wishes to be, and use it to carbonate our beverages. Shout out to Bubbles Soda Co., one of our many co-op community teams. Chanigan working through Tia 2, the final Fiend refight. Tia, known for being thick with her scales, gonna absorb a lot of damage. The Katana doing a good job to crit through it. Does drop the Black Mage down. There goes damage poison. Not much damage there. Again, Ribbons doing their job. And 9 hits, 740. Fasted Katana does the work. Gonna res up the the Black Mage, heal up with some heal pods, and move on to the Chaos fight. Meanwhile, Vaughn, done with Mermaid side, going Kraken side. Just needs those shards to get and catch up with Chanigan, but will Chanigan be able to single shot this dive into Topher?
Well, if we're Chanigan to wipe on this fight, and they would re-enter Topher around the same time, Vaughn has that X-Cal advantage if it comes to that. But let's see what Chaos does here.
This is true. We see Power Bonk on the Ninja, wall cast on the White Mage onto the Knight just to compensate because it does not have a ribbon on it for lack of spot. You can only carry 4 pieces of armor per character and only 1 headgear, so if you have a helm, you can't use a ribbon. Wall effectively is a spell that compensates for that. But Power Bonk casting Saber on the Ninja with the Katana, fast, doubling the attack speed on both the fighter and the Knight and the Ninja. Temper upping the damage output. The defense sword doing 5 hits for 300. Gonna start seeing what the swings of the Ninja's... Nope, more Power Bonk. And Cure 4 rolls out. That is huge. That is 1 spell of 7, and the script runs in sequence. So Chanigan now knows that all the damage that he puts on the Chaos until Chaos casts 7 more spells, it will matter. 8 hits, 1600.
Oh, that's a
this Chaos
big
is
hit.
not going to live much longer with that. There's a defense sword swinging 8 hits, 77, kind of bleh. Swing, wait, go for the temper. Crack goes out, does not land. That is a free turn. Temper comes out before the swing. There you go. GG's for Chanigan winning this race and moving on to the round of 16. Going 2-0 against Vaughn with a racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 2 minutes, 2 seconds. We shall see if we can get Chanigan in for an interview. Meanwhile, we see Vaughn getting that Power Bonk, and we are joined by our winner on stream today, Chanigan. GG's.
Hello, thank you. GG's to Vaughn. That scene was fun.
So why'd you go Ordeals before Earth? Was that just a play to get to the incentive item faster?
Yep, exactly. That and Ordeals. With these flags, I feel like Ordeals has floater very often. It's either there or Earth, basically. But I see it more often in Ordeals, so I'm like, why not? Let's go Ordeals. I don't want to go Earth Cave. Since I knew I could go there, Osmos at the beginning with the canoe. So I'm like, there's probably not a floater there. Well, it could have been, but yeah.
Well, it definitely worked out in routing. What'd you like about the Gasty chest? Was that a fun encounter?
Yep, very fun. Never again. But yeah, no, that chest was mean. That's why I swapped the ribbon to the Black Mage, just so I could get damage out. That and getting houses, because I kind of forgot to buy houses.
Yeah, we saw you stop in the
Oasis,
the Rubicon Desert,
yeah,
the Desert Oasis Caravan Pack, and Gaia just to check for houses.
Yep, and they were all in Chanigan. I saw them earlier, so I knew they were there, but didn't want to go back there since very often there's at least 2 shops that have houses. I feel like, I don't know.
So what did you think of the parties?
Very normal. Ended up with fighter, T fighter, white black. What the white mage for exit was kind of nice early on, but lost pretty much all her appeal after ordeals, I feel like. But no, I kind of chuckled when I saw the exit being at level 1. But no, it's pretty decent party. T-Flock picking again. Second game in a row that came through. So the second time I've been able to... I managed to use the T-Flock picking without getting the key.
Yeah, we were curious about this fee before Sky, but I think you plan to acquire the levels for lockpicking, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the only reason why I went C instead of Sky is I forgot what level I was. So yeah, so that's the first thing. I thought I was 21 going into C, so I'm like, oh, I'll just go right side. So I just forgot, wait, I'm not 22, so can't go right side. Need to go to Kraken side, then get my levels on the way. Then I saw I was level 19. I'm like, oh, I need to find a grind tile now. And fortunately, the Agma tile with the red giants was there. So, like, well, that's pretty free.
There was a bit of catharsis as well. You gotta take some revenge on the red giants.
Oh, felt good. After that, the big hit they did to me in Volcano.
Yeah. And of course, the advantage of Volcano being you already saved after those few earlier dives in for gear, so you were to run right back and get it done, but still. Yeah, both you and Vaughn had a bit of fun in Volcano.
Oh yeah, no, Volcano was not fun. Not at all.
Yeah, we gotta admit the gear came out pretty dang spicy.
Oh boy,
all the ribbons, both the katanas were easily found.
Yeah, I kind of panic a bit on when I did Kraken. I'm like, I'm only Mermaid side and pretty much Sky, because I'm not gonna look at Mirage, which I ended up looking at anyway. But I only have these few floors to find a weapon for my knight and my thief, and fortunately Katana was there. And the fighter, I had the defense sword in... What was that? Mermaid side too. So yeah, both of them were Mermaid side. I'm like, well, that just saved my game. And I tried to check for a cheeky Excal in Chanigan Castle, just in case. But if it was the... I knew it could be key. Could be... It couldn't be key. Could be bottle... or Ruby, or the Excal, or Power Bonka. So I'm like, nah, let's just do a cheeky check. And was Power Bonk and was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, the Excal ended up coming out of the Titans check. Vaughn had that.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm guessing that was in either Waterfall. Either Waterfall or what did I skip? I don't remember. I remember skipping Waterfall and something else. Did I skip anything else? I don't know.
My brain has lost track of it at this point.
Oh.
All I know is Vaughn survived getting nuked by Lich and being punched by Kraken, so...
Oh. No, I got fortunate enough on my first dive that Lich didn't cast nuke, so...
Looks like Ruby would have been in the volcano. That's the only one I didn't mark, but it must have been in the waterfall. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's what I guessed. I think that's the only thing. Like it's probably bottled into waterfall has bottled into um, Ruby. I think.
You
I
know,
don't know.
we'll just ask Vaughn, because Vaughn got them.
I don't remember. Like I just
Vaughn
played
will-
this scene and I can't remember anything from it. So
So we see the X-Cal +4, Katana +3, shuffling around the gear. None of you found the Moss, unfortunately.
no, it's fine. Katana
Here,
was more
though-
than enough.
Yeah, the gear definitely rolled out well.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see round of 16. I haven't looked at what changed with the flags. Probably gonna do that in a few minutes.
What I do know is you will be playing either Clementitas or Phoenix. Currently, Phoenix is up 1-0 in that match. So your
Okay.
opponent to look forward to.
Nice. I don't remember last time I played against either Phoenix or Clem. Must have played against them last year. I don't know. Can't even remember what I ate yesterday, so thinking about last year, yeah. Not gonna happen.
There's a reason why we started with a group of a round of 64. There are a good number of runners in the community and runners who didn't even compete in this year's tournament. So there's a lot of names to keep
Yeah.
track of.
Yeah, yes.
We are always welcoming new members to the community. One thing to point out, after this event, we will be having our yearly Duckling Boot Camp. New runners can join up on the Randomizer Discord and get coached on how to use the Randomizer, how to run different flag sets, different weird combinations, including things like Nova World, where there is no overworld, or a deeper dungeon. You get
Deep
proc
dungeon,
gen,
yeah.
or deep dungeon, where you just have a proc gen dungeon the entire way down.
Yeah, not gonna lie, one of my favorite Deep Dungeon and Overworld. Both of them are my favorite flags.
Vaughn, finishing
Nova World
off
is great.
Chaos.
Yeah. Oh, I love
HD runners.
Overworld. There's like only a few of us that likes an Overworld.
Like, Nova
It's-
World
it's-
is meh.
It's pretty cool. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I love it.
Entrance and floor shuffle with deep towns is where it's at, especially if you throw in tri-state floors just to mess with the brain. We will see if Vaughn wants to hop in on for some post-race comms.
But yeah, Vaughn's Topher dive was pretty good, pretty fast.
I think in the end, the big difference, there was a bit of a time shuffle. Vaughn initially took a white mage and re-rolled to pick up to get her black and go black-white. And then he had a bit more issues in Volcano.
Yeah,
Which is
no,
kinda-
that volcano was. If you didn't get the item and just noped out, volcano was a big hurdle.
That and your early play to get the floater out of ordeals gave you a
Mhm.
massive advantage in exploration. But I mean, it's just testament to how capable Vaughn is that he was able to clear that much faster. If you're 10 minutes behind, and then once you're 10 minutes behind, you don't lose any more time, it's more luck and routes even. Makes me wonder why I'm not in this tournament. And then I went, wait a second, no, I probably have lost to the loser, so that's a good reason.
Yeah, it's fine. You're good too. I think right after, is it during? Let me check something real quick. Oh yeah, it's during the Duck Bootcamp that the Fenian League starts. Which I'll be the one doing the flags and stuff. So you'll see no overworld there, that's for sure.
Lithuanian League, where the runners get to challenge and set the flags. It's a very fun one. Vaughn in chat noting no mic, so no interview. Appreciate it. GG's though. Looking forward, I hope, to see competing in the last chance races. Those who've lost will have a chance to compete in an asynchronous race. The winners of which will have a chance to continue on in effectively the losers bracket. I don't know the ins and outs of that, so I don't know for sure. Let's go ahead and jump into final thoughts. Chanigan.
Yeah, GG's Vaughn. Vaughn, I know you've been a recent runner. I think you've played the last Duck Derby, if I'm not mistaken. And for real, the skills that you have really are amazing. Like I checked a few VODs early during the qualifiers just to see how you played, and the amount of like how much you progressed since then, like it's nuts. And for finishing like both of the games, you finish around 10 minutes from me, which is not gonna lie, very good. I feel like it's very good, so keep on going. I don't know, you give it a bit of time. I'm pretty sure you're gonna beat me someday. And very happy with the results, that's for sure. But GG's again, Vaughn. Thank you both of you for commentating. Who's tracking this mess?
Ravioli with the track and the comms.
Oh, okay, so he's doing double duty. So thank
My
you,
pleasure.
thank you SG again for allowing us to borrow their channel. And I'm pretty high for the rest of the tournament. I just looked and I'm against Phoenix, so we're gonna have a bit of a Canadian battle in round of 16. So that's gonna be fun.
Okay, Ravioli, my co-comms and tracker partner. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, sure. GG's to both runners. It's great to jump in and hang with my FFR party peoples here. Vaughn, I must say I've seen great improvements in the weekly seeds. Keep going. It's great to see new people jump into this community. And it was fun chatting with you, Thavian.
GG's indeed. Thank you for hopping on to comms with me, not leaving me hanging on alone. GG's Chanigan and Vaughn, looking forward to see you continue racing on in the tournament and generally racing. I have been Thavian Hawk. This has been the Final Fantasy Randomizer Winter Tournament 2024. Look forward to yet more races. I do believe that we have a race here at 10 p.m. Eastern, Rax vs. Guardian Marcus, a Game 2 in the round of 16 coming up. So stay tuned to this channel for more. If you want to check out the randomizer, meanwhile, go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. There you will find the randomizer itself. You will find links to the Discord, links to the wiki with all the guides and tutorials, and everything you need to jump on and play. That, y'all have a great evening.